So, I just got off work. What's interesting is that I was taking care of a customer and I was looking parts up, seeing the ETA and how long it would take to get it and whatnot, trying to explain it in the best way possible to be as less as confusing as possible. And I began to be a little bit, I guess you could say, frustrated because some of the parts were discontinued, and I noticed that the more that I got frustrated, my female coworker, began to slam stuff, slamming the staplers and being more aggressive. And then I began to tense up. It's like an attack happened. It was an attack that happened. Began to tense up, had a pelvic floor spasm, which I was able to get rid of a little bit later after he left. But I'm like, it's weird, and it's kind of like I was fine for the most part, and I kept my focus on what I was doing. But it's almost like when she was slamming stuff and being more obnoxious, that I started to get annoyed with her, and that seemed to be like an open door, maybe, of an attack. And I think that's what a lot of people do. I think a lot of people who are being run by evil spirits, I think that they purposely do things to be annoying, to irritate you, to get you in a spot, if you're the target, to get you in the spot to have an open door for them to attack. And it's really important that we try our best not to go to that level, to not let that in. And so think of it, Eastern Island Ministries, Deep Waters with Mark, in his book, I think it's, in his book that he wrote, he gave an explanation that when the Pharisees brought the woman who was an adulterer to Jesus, they came with emotion. They came with anger. They came with accusations, trying to get Jesus in that same energy. But Jesus refused. He just knelt down. He remained calm. He wrote in the sand. And that's how we also need to be. So we're around, and there's a spirit that's behind someone that is causing them to be more obnoxious and slammy and doing things. Then if we lose our focus and we look at them, and then when we begin to be irritated with them and annoyed and so forth, that can be an open door for attack. So we have to do our best to be careful and train ourselves to be able to not be annoyed at that, to just keep our focus on what we're doing. And no matter what's going on around us, no matter what the devil's trying to do, weird things may happen around you, but the devil's going to do whatever he can trying to get you off path and trying to make you lose your focus to pay attention to them instead of Jesus. So I just wanted to say that real quick because it's interesting, the more that she became obnoxious and slammy, that's when I had a spasm. That's when, more like a pelvic floor spasm, which caused tightness around that area. And so when I went away, I was able to get it to go away. But then I felt like a tickling in my eye was twitching, I felt something like touching me, and they kept propping their leg up, drinking water, slamming, and she began to be really, really strange with her phone. Doing her job, but constantly checking her phone, putting it down, turning on phone, turning off phone. Doing that same weird energy behavior to try to attack. And so when an evil spirit in a person or through a person can see that there's an open door opportunity, most likely they're going to try to go for it. So try to remember, don't lose your focus, and try your best not to be annoyed or irritated, or try to remain calm. You want to stay in calmness, peace, and that's about it, I guess. Take care, everyone.